Okay, so this tech tree is going to change a bit in the next episode, but for now, what do I need? I think I need bigger solar panels and more power generation. Ooh, radiators. I could throw up a communication network with that, and protractors would be nice. So I'm going to go ahead and have 400. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Electric generators. What is that? I haven't seen those before. Yeah, I want to check those out, and that's heat radiators. I'm going to grab that. Oh, 750. What do we have? Deuterium, helium. Wow, that's a really long-range antenna. I could put that in orbit. I probably couldn't put that in orbit. What does it weigh? Oh, only 0.105. That's 100 science, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. We'll start with a communication network. And that's for... there's Mars and Venus probes. Then we could do manned. I kind of want to wait on manned exploration. $150 gigameters. 5 million meters. 200 gigameters. What was this one? This one was... like, where was it? Over here somewhere. TM. I'm not even sure. Trillion meters? Maybe? I think I just need to research that, even though I don't really... That's 50 and doesn't have anything in it. I have an engine in there that I didn't see. Aerozine and N204. Okay, I think we'll go for this high resolution satellite mapping satellite, and then I guess we'll go for manned as well, since those seem to be the logical choices. And we'll grab fairings and adapters so we can get propellers and stuff. I want to mess around a little bit more with planes. Oh, and a bigger fairing base. That's always important. Alright. So, that will do it for this stream. Thank you for joining me. I shall see you next time. Goodbye. At the beginning of this episode, we find Bill sauntering out to the mangled wreckage of his co-pilot, Jebediah. Yeah, if you can't tell by now, the R&D purchases are made at the end of the live stream, and I'm just throwing them in at the beginning because it just makes more sense. Bill contemplates the crappy design of his rocket car and his inability to stop without crashing. As he walks over, extremely quickly, to the wreckage of what was once Jebediah's plane, he ponders what it means to be a Kerbal. Okay, stability over speed. Never eject straight down, in memory of Jebediah Kerman. And how he was able to fit this flag in his backpack. Previous to launch, the main engine roars to life. The onboard computer monitors the controlled explosion for signs of instability. It finds none and enables launch. The 4 liquid-fueled boosters come to life as the launch clamps disengage and hydraulically retract. The rocket has left the pad and is on its long journey to the cold vacuum of space. At approximately 10 kilometers, the external boosters run out of fuel and have become dead weight. They are jettisoned. Well into the thermosphere now, the first stage has completed. Slosh of the last 5% of fuel has caused the rocket to veer 20 degrees off attitude. As the second stage ignites, the computer immediately and violently makes an attitude correction. The rocket is back on course and headed for an orbit of 8,000 kilometers. The second stage is complete, fairing separation looks good, and the payload is away. Tests commence on the power generation and storage equipment. Heat distribution and finally the antennae are activated. Everything checks out, and we continue on to our next mission of the episode, which is a blimp. I tried to make a blimp. It didn't work very well. I'm not sure blimp dynamics escaped me. It just kind of flipped all over the place. So I made this, I guess you can call it a weather balloon. It's part of Hooligan Labs, if you haven't seen something like this before. And this little control down here in the bottom right is how I'm increasing and decreasing altitude. So yeah, I'm just getting the final bit of science from the upper atmosphere. I believe that was the Soyuz module that I forgot to get an atmospheric reading on previously. And then now we're just descending through the clouds. So yeah, the physical model on this thing, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that or not, but it's only the back end that's increasing or decreasing in weight. I guess you could call it atmospheric density, maybe, would be a better term. And then the entire rest of it doesn't have a physical model, which is weird. But anyways, now to our next launch. This is actually the second communications satellite that we have put into Middle Earth orbit. I'm just doing the circularization burn now. And then we will go ahead and make sure that it's renamed to a proper name. And I went ahead and renamed the other one as well. This is the second one. And also point it so the solar panels are directly facing the sun. That's a lot of connections. For our final launch of the episode, Bill will be going on a suborbital mission similar to that of Mercury 3. I'm reading a really good book, and I'd like to share some of it with you. It's entitled Ignorance: How It Drives Science. I will be reading from Chapter 3, Limits, Uncertainty, Impossibility, and Other Minor Problems. The notion of discovery as uncovering or revealing is, in essence, a Platonic view that the world already exists out there, and eventually we will, or could, know all about it. The tree falling in an uninhabited forest indeed makes noise, as long as noise is defined as a simple physical process in which air molecules are forced to move in compression waves. That they are perceived by us as sound simply means that evolution hit upon the possibility of detecting the movement of air with some specialized sensors that eventually became our ears. Now, of course, there are things going on out there that evolution perhaps ignored, leading to our ignorance of them. For example, consider the wide stretches of the electromagnetic spectrum including, most obviously, the ultraviolet and infrared, but also several million additional wavelengths that we now detect only by using devices such as televisions, cell phones, and radios. All were completely unknown, indeed inconceivable, to our ancestors of just a few generations ago. It is a fairly clear and simple point to understand that our sensory apparatus, molded by evolution to enable us to find food for ourselves and avoid becoming food for someone else, long enough to have sex and produce offspring, is not capable of perceiving great parts of the universe around us. But that same evolutionary process molded our mental apparatus as well. Are there things beyond its comprehension? Just as there are forces beyond the perception of our sensory apparatus, there may be perspectives beyond the comprehension of our mental apparatus. The renowned early 20th century biologist J.B.S. Haldane, known for his keen and precise insights, admonished that not only is the universe queerer than we suppose, it is queerer than we can suppose. Since then, we have discovered neutrinos and quarks of various flavors, possible new dimensions, long molecules of snotty substance called DNA that contains our genes, antibodies that recognize us from others, and we have used this and other knowledge to invent television, telecommunications, and an endless list of truly amazing things. And for all this, Haldane's aphorism actually seems more correct and relevant now than when he uttered it in 1927. Thanks for watching. If you did in fact like this, please click that like button. This has been KASA RPL. Enjoy your pancakes.